everyone. Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast with an advanced review for The Hunger and the Dusk, #1 from IDW Comics. Um, let's take a look at the creative team before we get into this book. This is written by Willow Wilson with art by Chris Wildgoos, colors by Msassyk, maybe. Apologies for the mispronunciation there. Letters by Simon Bowland. This is a really exciting book because I am a big fan of the fantasy genre, um, and I don't think I'd ever read anything by Willow Wilson outside of the outside of superhero stuff. Maybe I have. I just can't think of it at the moment. I'm also not very familiar with the artist, but just based on the previous stuff that I'm going to show you, I think they're great. Like the whole team, the art team is great. But let me give you a quick synopsis of this. Uh, Hugo and World Fantasy Award winning writer Willow Wilson, which leads me to believe that I should read more stuff outside of the superhero stuff, and all-star artist Chris Wildgoos invite readers to experience love on the brink of extinction in their new ongoing high fantasy tour de force. In a dying world, only humans and orcs remain mortal enemies, battling for territory and political advantage. But when a group of fearsome ancient humanoids known as the Vangol arrive from across the sea, the two struggling civilizations are forced into a fragile alliance to protect what they have built as a gesture of his commitment to the cause and to the relief of his bride-to-be, Fran Stoneback, the most powerful orc overlord. Troth Iceman sends his beloved cousin Tara, a high-ranking young healer, to fight alongside brash human commander Callum Battlechild and his company of warriors. With a crisis looming, the success of this unlikely pair's friendship and the survival of their people will depend on their ability to unlearn a lifetime of antagonistic instincts towards another and rise above this thing of heartbreak. Yeah, I mean, you definitely get all that. I think G. Will Wilson is very efficient at writing little things that will show you that animosity between the two races. It is within the first 3 pages that I'm going to show you in this preview. You get that immediately, right? There's clashing between the races of human and orcs, which very quickly evolve into them needing to team up. You know, the enemy of my enemy and all that. But then I think this book will lead to just more. It's not going to be as simple as that, right? It's not going to be as simple as just, oh well, we don't like them either, or we need to, like, if we don't protect each other, we're all going to die. I think this is going to be more than that because Jewel Wilson is very effective also at writing great dialogue that leads you to like hint at a larger theme than all that, specifically in this first issue. Now let's take a look at some preview art. I'm not familiar with Wildgoos's art as well, but just from these opening pages, I was fully on board. Just a really colorful world. The designs are very clean lines all over the place. I love the movement as well as all the apples are kind of falling in, and also the shots of, you know, the little house that we see here, the kids running to try to get help, and then the skew angle of the orcs as they kind of settle in, you know. And as we move forward, I love the designs of the orcs. I just really like how distinct they are because especially when we're dealing with non-human characters, you know, you can be confused. Like you need distinct features to make sure that you recognize who is who, specifically when you're dealing with a fantasy race that you don't see, and you know, every day. Um, and the book really goes on from there, but I think it's a very well done first issue. It feels to me like this is something that had been in the works for a long time because there's so much. There's like the material is very dense. When you get a lot of story, you get a lot of feelings and emotions just from this first issue that normally would take a little bit, like a couple of issues to develop. You know, the relationships with the characters and all that. So, like I said, I think my main compliment for this book it's that it's very efficient in what it's trying to do, and that's not something that no, I normally experience with number ones. Normally they're kind of driving towards the hook, and obviously this one definitely does that. But before all that, before even worrying about hooking you into getting the next issue, It's really selling you on this world and the larger world that you'll see. So yeah, really enjoy this. Great character designs. There's some beautiful variant covers that you'll see towards the end of the video. So I was very excited that I got to read this a little early. So thanks to IDW and the team over there for sending this over to us. We'll definitely continue to follow the series. I'm excited that it's been labeled as an ongoing series from the beginning. So there's going to be so many stories that we can follow through in this world. So if you read this issue, or if you haven't, pick it up this week. Once you read it, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. And as always, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.